going to be a honest tarot review, an oracle card review, bootleg oracle and tarot card review. I have not done a tarot review in such a long time, so this will be fun. Um, some of you guys might be familiar with these like knockoff decks that have been like real popular. I've seen some of them on Amazon. Um, I guess you can buy them on Wish.com for like $1 and like maybe $8 at the most. Um, Wish.com, AliExpress, Shein, even the clothing company Shein, it's like selling knockoff oracle cards and tarot decks. It's interesting. But anyway, I'm going to show you the ones that I bought, and I'm going to show you the comparison of sizes, which is how you know that these are knockoff, bootleg, oracle and tarot decks. So I bought these decks from, it's like a little spiritual store in the mall, and they had like a whole stack of, I was like, oh, they have tarot cards. And I looked at them, I was like, like, back up, wait a minute. These look funny. Like, why are they so tiny? And like, obviously, because I know Dorian Virtue's decks for sure are not like this. They're not small like this. So I just thought it was pretty funny. And I paid $24 each for these, so you can like add that up, and that's quite expensive, considering that these are knockoffs. But I bought them anyway because I'm one of them anyway. Um, Considering that they are bootleg tarot decks, I have not opened them yet. I took the plastic off of them, but I have not opened them, so I don't know what they look like. So we're gonna just kind of make comparisons. Like I said, I'm familiar with Dorian Virtue's decks, so I actually have some sizes to compare. So the decks that I'm going to be reviewing are the Fairy Tarot deck by Dorian Virtue and Radley Valentine. I hope that's how you pronounce their name. I think this is a Dorian Virtue deck, if I'm not mistaken. And it says printed in China in the back of the cards. So I'm going to also be reviewing the Tarot Illuminati deck by Eric C. Dunn, I think it's called. And then I'm going to be also reviewing, which is a popular deck that a lot of readers use, is Moonology Oracle Cards by Yasmin Boland. I just want to look at this. Like, I want to see, like, the box. I wish I had the actual decks of these, like, the originals, so I can really compare. But the fact that they actually put, like, it's just funny. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, it looks legit if you, like, came across it and you didn't know any better. But, you know, during Virtue's decks, they have the boxes, the lift top boxes. So, and most Oracle decks have those lift off top boxes as well. So that's another indicator that you can tell these are bootleg. Anyway, okay, so let's start with the Tarot Illuminati deck. Oh, shit. That's why I don't like boxed tarot decks, because it's, you mess the tops up. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Top of the deck is, I guess, the Tarot Illuminati for Anthony David Stevenson's. Okay, so, you know, some decks come with, like, the message from the author or whatever, and then it has, like, the little stock print card or whatever. Then you have the cards, and they're, like, kind of small. The Fool. They don't look bad as far as, like, the print. Doesn't look blurry or anything like that. Like I said, I wish I had the original so I can be able to tell the difference. They're pretty vibrant. I imagine that they're a little more vibrant than this, because this is like reprinted. That's the High Priestess. These cards are dope. I actually been wanting these cards for years. I just never got around to buying them, except for now, I guess, the bootleg version. I'm not sure how much the original cost. These, again, if you go on Wish.com or you go on AliExpress or something like that, they're like $1 up, like $2 or something like that, up to like $8 is the most expensive of these bootleg decks that I've seen. So I'm going to show you a comparison. So I have the the Radiant Rider-Waite box, which is like a standard tarot card size, so you can see the comparison. Um, the height is not quite the same. See the height, and the width is not the same either. So as you can see, it's small. Let me pull a Rider-Waite card out. Okay, so this is the Rider-Waite tarot, standard tarot size versus the Illuminati tarot bootleg card size. I don't know if you can see the way I have my table set up. It's kind of hard to see, but hopefully you can see that. That's how much size difference and width difference you have. Length and width significantly different. So these would probably be good for people that like to take their tarot cards with them, especially like put it in your purse or something. Like, I mean, I guess you can use it for that. I have like I have a mini tarot deck that I carry with me in my purse because it just fits in any bag. Or if I have a big bag or a small like little handbag or what do you call those? Wallet sized purses. I can't remember what you call them. I can't think of it off top. You guys know, if, you know, you carry purses and bags, you know what I mean. But yeah, these would probably be like, you know, convenient size to take with you. And if you have small hands, the shuffling is not bad. So, I mean, they're not bad. They're kind of, I'm going to be honest, they are ashy. They're ashy in color. They're not as vibrant as I'm sure the original would be. They do look a little ashy, a little dry in color. Um, they're beautiful cards. They kind of remind me of the Starman Tarot deck that's inspired by David Bowie. It kind of reminds me of those cards slightly. They're very vibrant in color, but like I said, as far as like the quality of the vibrancy of the card, you could tell it's not right because it's a copy print, so it's not exactly as vibrant as the original probably is. Okay, so anywho, that was the Tarot Illuminati. I might do a card pull with these, like read each and see what kind of message we get, but I'll probably say that towards the end. All right, let's see. Let's do the Fairies. Fairy Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. And I can tell the difference because I've worked with Doreen Virtue decks a lot, so I'll be able to like look at the difference for sure. And oh, that's another thing. It does not come with a guidebook. That's how you know it's low budget, okay? How you know it's bootlegged. It's a knockoff. It does not have a guidebook. That's telltale sign. So if you're like a beginner and then like let's say a beginner stumbles across one of these wish.com versions of these decks, they're not going to have a guidebook. Okay. So these have a matte finish. They're not as ashy as the Illuminati Tarot one were. They have a little bit of a matte. Yeah. Anybody that knows an original like deck of Daring Virtue, you can see the difference. It's small, but I kind of like this length a little bit. It's kind of cute. And again, you can take it with you. It's one of those types of decks. It's not this big box that you have to carry with you. It's like it comes in a small little box. Okay, so the color. My stomach's growling. I have the Angel Tarot deck by Durian Virtue, and this kind of is like a similar as far as like the color, and then of course like the card meanings, the bottom of the deck. These are not really that bad in quality, slightly, because you can tell They're not that bad though. Like if I didn't know any better, I probably, but you can tell that it's not the original. So I'm going to show you what I mean by this. Um, I have the Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radley Valentine. He works with Doreen Virtue. He was her illustrator for most of her tarot decks, most of her oracle decks, period. So Doreen Virtue's decks usually come in boxes like this and sizes like this. This is like an oracle card size, a standard oracle card size. So I'm going to show you the difference. Obviously, we know the box is nowhere near the size that it should be. Um, but this is a big transition and significant shift, like difference between width and length and width, completely different. The space between the oracle card meaning is very small in comparison to how it should be. Like anyone, like I said, if you own a oracle deck, a tarot deck from Doreen Virtue, her angel, her power archangel, her animal ones, the fairy one, you would see the difference in how it's like put together. These are like far down at the bottom. And again, they're not so terrible, but this is just like calling out the bootlegness in it all. That's even a word. It's not a word, but you could just see the difference in this. They're easy to shuffle. Yeah, a significant difference. Hey, Moon Sister. It's a big, big difference. But it's easy again for those people that have small hands. This is an easy shuffle, regardless if you shuffle this way, you shuffle bridge, however you shuffle, it's easy to shuffle these cards, and they're probably better for travel because again, unless you're like me, who, hey cosmic ancestors, tarot greetings, unless you're like me and you like to carry those little bags, the little drawstring bags to put your cards in, that's easier too. But like these would be no problem carrying because the box is so small in comparison to like this big box that you have to assemble, you know. So that's the difference with this deck. So let me put this over here, and then like I said, I'll pull a card each out of each deck that I'm reviewing and just like do a little quick little reading with them. But if you don't really mind it, you're not, you know, stuck up when it comes to tarot decks. But the thing too that I don't like is the fact that it's a knockoff of people, you know, the originator's work. That's, you know, as a it's almost like plagiarizing, like, you know what I mean? But it's like a fake Michael Kors bag. Fake Michael Kors bags or something, you know. It's not the original. It's a knockoff version. It's like Forever 21 style, how Forever 21 be ripping off designers. Anyway, Moonology Oracle Cards is a popular deck on YouTube. A lot of readers use this deck or have been using it. The box is small, it's thin. No guidebooks. Remember, there's no guidebooks in these low budget decks. Yeah, they're not bad for travel. I wouldn't mind it. Right off the bat, I don't even own this deck, and I can tell you, like, this color is off. It's like an ashy blue color. I can already tell you this is off. It's like a little sigil. You can hardly see it. It's faded out in the back. You can't even see it. Yeah, you can already tell that, yeah, these are bad print. These are bad. These are bad print. It's, the color is like, hardly, yeah, no. The words, you can tell like this deck is kind of easier to spot the yeah, these ones are a little bad. Yeah, these look really, really, really bad, and it's not gonna do justice because it's on camera. If you were in person, you don't even have to own this deck to tell that the print is bad on this, and this is not the original deck. The vibrancy and the color is not there. It's very uh, I keep saying ashy. It's the best way I could describe. It's like it's not. It's dry. Mm-mm. Even the wording, like the wording strip, looks like they placed it there, like they typed it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, something is, you can tell this deck is not it. It's not the original, but I'm still gonna use them though. Again, comparison to size, I'm gonna use the magical herbal oracle cards as like because this is a standard oracle card size box. This is a standard, like what oracle cards usually typically come in is boxes of this size and this width and length. And if you look at this Moonology deck, the bootleg version, it's a little bit bigger than the Dorian Virtue bootleg size. The Fairy Tarot deck, it's a little bit bigger. But let's see. See? So let's compare the difference. So let's see what the herbal oracle decks in comparison to size. And look how, this is how the deck, I don't know if the Moonology deck is like, it's naturally matte, or does it have that gloss to it? I don't really know. But you can tell the difference between the deck that's the original because of the writing, and you can see the picture clear. Like the lines and things in this deck, like the detail of the moon, you can't even see it. So this is the comparison of size, a traditional oracle card size versus the Moonology bootleg version of it. So travel size wise, it's all good. You can get past the fact that it's not as original. Like, if I didn't know, I probably wouldn't pay attention to it if I didn't know anything about this oracle deck. Like, so I hope people aren't getting fooled and confused thinking that these are the originals, because they are not. I don't even know how they got away with this shit. Like, I don't even know how this is possible, that they're doing this. Um, I did see some bootleg decks on Amazon. It was I think it's one of the versions of, like, you know how they have the after tarot, they have the beginning tarot or something like that, like the different aspects of the tarot. I think this was the new perspective tarot, and it had like a holographic image, like a holographic effect over it, and I could tell that it was obviously fake. It wasn't the real deck. Obviously, we know that. So yeah, I don't know how they get away with it. I don't know how that's possible. But anyway, yeah, I found these at a local store. It's an Indian store. It's a spiritual store that I go to and stuff, get my incense and stuff in there. And he had like a whole bunch, a bulk of tarot decks. And I was kind of interested because there were some decks I don't have. And I was like, I might, it's right there. But the pricing for one that he charged me for was ridiculous. And on top of that, they're bootleg. It's probably cheap to buy them and then resell them at whatever price you want to. But I think it was interesting, and I just was like, okay, spirit, like, this is interesting. This is fun. We can make humor out of this. Tarot community might enjoy this one. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna pull a card from each deck, and it's not hard to shuffle. It's not a lot of cards because of the length and the width. It's not the original. The original will probably be a little bit thicker in size than this, and it's not that hard to shuffle. They're very thin. If this got wet, it probably wouldn't get messed up right away because it has like some type of, just don't get it wet right here because it might split open. But if you drop something on top of the deck, it probably wouldn't ruin the cards. They're easy to bend though, so they might, for those people that like to bridge shuffle, it will have that big hump in it easily because these cards are flimsy as hell. Flimsy. Alright, so I'm gonna pull, let me get the rest of the cards out, and then I'll pull one card from each deck just to get an overall message from Spirit. And that will conclude this little review. I thought this was like, I think one of the makers of a deck did come out and call out the bootleg decks, It was the Light Seers Tarot, and I have the original of the Light Seers Tarot. So if I had that one, I would be able to be like, hell no, this is not it. Because it has a distinctive look to it. It's matte. The size, I think it's a tarot, a standard tarot, or it's a little more narrow than a standard tarot size. But the creator of that deck, did call out the fact that someone was printing and selling fake decks of the Light Seers. So, let's see. Holy Spirit, angels, and ancestors, I thank you for your love and guidance. Please clear off all, because I have not used these decks. I have to pray over them. Before I use these decks, Holy Spirit, please clear out any energies that were handled over this deck while being printed, manufactured. Any energies that are stagnant, any low vibrational energies or negative intentions, please clear and purify the deck out. May your presence and energy be here moving forward with these decks. Amen and Ashe. I'm going to have to clear out all previous energies out of these decks. Holy Spirit, what is the message that you have for those watching? What is the message that you have for those watching? What is the message that you have for those watching? What is the message that you have for those watching? You have the devil. How ironic. Okay, fairy tarot. What is the energy? What is it that you want the collective to know? What is the message that you have for the collective, Holy Spirit? What is the message that you have for the collective? What is the message that you have for the collective? What is the message you have for the collective? Three of Summer, which I believe is the Three of Cups. Okay, Moonology deck. What is the overall message for this collective? What is the overall message for this collective? What is the overall message for this collective? Okay, nothing will come of the situation void, of course, Moon. All right, don't freak out. Let's get into this. Let's see what Spirit is saying. So, Three of Summer says news worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births, friends you cherish. The Devil card is here. So, someone might be kind of battling a fear that something is not going to come to fruition or happen. Because the bottom of the deck, it says you're very close to achieving your goal. So there's this fear that something like nothing is going to come of a situation, that perhaps that you are waiting for some type of good news. It could be some something with friends or reconciliation, some type of positive energy coming in. And because of that Devil card energy, it's causing the fact that it's the only major arcana card that came out. This is the major energy. This is the issue here, is that there's something that's keeping one bound and keeping one from seeing the positive things that Spirit is doing in their life. The Three of Summer, I feel like for some of you within the next 3 months, maybe around Cancer season, there's something positive that is expected to take place, or maybe unexpectedly going to take place. And there's a part of the self that is fearing that nothing's going to come of this, or some type of negative force or energy, or maybe even people around you or a person around you is trying to convince you that something is not going to happen for you. And when I say this, I'm not condoning, because don't take, just because someone does not agree with everything that you say or everything that you want does not mean that they're a bad person, or that they mean you bad, or that they're coming to you. Even they might be telling you something you need to hear. But what I'm getting is like negativity, like actively out to hurt your feelings, or non-supportive of you. And if it's something that's toxic, that does not serve you, I'm not saying that this is also a good sign that, oh, because it's toxic, oh, it's just going to be better. Because the Devil card can represent that there is a toxic relationship here, and there's something better for you, and there's nothing's going to come out of a toxic energy or situation or relationship, and Spirit's trying to free you of this, because there is energies worth celebrating. There is better on the horizon. There is other things that are manifesting, and you're close to achieving what you truly want out of life, or what you truly want out of a situation or relationships or connections with others. You're close to doing that. There's something around Cancer season, I feel. So yeah, we're going to cut that short. I don't want to make this a big, long reading. I'm just going to pull a few cards. So that was the review, the honest review of these, what I call bootleg decks, knockoff tarot and oracle card decks. Um, Pretty interesting. There's always a way to find something positive and also negative in something, just depending on how you look at it. There are pros and cons of these decks. The pros of this is the size. It's travel friendly, convenient, friendly for you. Like, they're small. And if you have small hands, the shuffle is easy to deal with. They're not hard to like read the wordings on the cards, the colors, you can still see them. But if you're the con of that is not only the fact that they're ripoffs, but the fact that they are not as vibrant as the original cards would be. The some of the detail in the Moonology cards is a little off. Like, you can barely see some of the lines and in the detail in the cards. Um, those are the cons, and also the other cons is the fact that they're super flimsy. Not every tarot deck that you'll own is going to be um let me show you. I'm going to find my tarot deck if I can find it. Okay, this is one of my oracle cards, and it's flimsy. It is. It's kind of similar to the flims in this, but this is kind of papery. The Moonology definitely is like very, very flimsy. The Moonology probably is one of the worst out of all out of the three. The Moonology print is the worst out of all of them, because the first thing that I noticed was how dry the coloring was in that. Like, that was the first thing that I paid attention to that was off. So, but other than that, travel friendly, nice size to shuffle with. They're not that thick, so you can easily throw them in a little drawstring bag if you don't want to take the boxes with you travel wise, or just like you just want to have a card deck to have in your purse or in your car or in your pocket, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, much love to you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, much love. Take care. Peace.